Good day, students. So, ito po ang iyong lesson 2 sa Understanding the Self. So, ang una nating topic sa lesson 2 is three components of self-concept. Okay, so first we have self-image. Self-image is the way you think about yourself and the way you view yourself. Okay. Self-image is ito po kung paano natin tinitignan ang ating sarili. Okay? Um, for example, we view ourselves uh, na maganda, pogi, pangit, or mabait, honest, mapagbigay, mapagmahal, at iba pa. Okay? So, yun ang self-image, kung paano natin tignan ang sarili natin. How we view ourselves. Okay? Okay, next we have ideal self. Ideal self is how we want ourselves to be, or the idealized self-image of us. Okay. So, for example, dito sa ideal self is yung gusto mong maging ikaw. Okay? Ulitin ko. Ideal self is yung gusto mong maging ikaw. Okay? For example, your ideal self is one of your parents. For example, gusto kong maging ganito kay Papa kasi meron siyang certain type of characteristics na gustong gusto ko. Okay? So that will be your ideal self. Okay? Yun yung gusto mong maging ikaw. Yun yung ideal self. Okay, next we got self-esteem. So most of us alam ng self-esteem. So yung self-esteem is yung confidence sa sarili pagdating sa pagpapahalaga sa sarili natin, sa self-worth natin, sa abilities natin or sa skills natin. Okay, for example, sa self-esteem, we work out, nag-gym tayo, nag-exercise tayo, para ma-obtain natin ang dream body natin na sexy or macho. Para naman ma-boost yung confidence natin, para mas tumaas yung self-esteem natin. Okay? Tandaan nyo, ang self-esteem is the confidence of a person. Okay? So, next is Johari window. So, Johari window is a technique that helps people better understand their relationship with themselves and others. It was created by psychologists Joseph Loft and Harrington Ingham in 1955, and is used primarily in self-help groups and corporate settings as heuristic exercise. Okay. Example ng Johari window is ito. Ayan. So, we got open self, blind self, hidden self, and unknown self. Okay. First, we got open self. So, ang open self, ito po ang information about sa atin na alam natin at alam rin ng iba. For example, pangalan, edad, birthday, or kung taga saan tayo. Or single ka. Alam mo na single ka, alam rin ng iba na single ka. Yun yung open self. Okay? Mga basic information na alam mo at alam din ng iba. Okay? So next is blind self. Blind self is yung information about sa'yo na hindi mo alam pero alam ng iba. Okay, for example, mabaho ka na. So, naaamoy yun ng mga ibang kaklase mo. So, hindi mo alam yun pero alam ng iba. Okay? Yun yung blind self o blind self. Okay, another example sa blind self is, kunyari, may kulangot ka sa ilong at nakikita ng iba. So, yun is information na about sa'yo na hindi mo alam na alam na iba. Okay? Alam nilang may kulangot ka sa ilong at ikaw, hindi mo alam na may kulangot ka sa ilong. Okay? Yun ang example ng blind self. Next is hidden self. Yung hidden self is parang opposite lang ng blind self kasi ang blind self is information about sa'yo na hindi mo alam pero alam ng iba. Pero ang hidden self naman is information about sa'yo na alam mo pero hindi alam ng iba. Okay, For example, asa klase kayo, umutot ka, pero hindi nila alam kung sino yun. Pero alam mo na ikaw yung umutot. O, di ba? Information about you na alam mo pero hindi alam ng iba. Ikaw yung umutot pero hindi alam nila na ikaw yung umutot. Okay? Yan yung hidden self. Okay, lastly we got unknown self. So unknown self, ito pa lang is yung i-discover natin sa sarili natin kasi ito yung information about sa atin na hindi natin alam at hindi rin alam ng iba. Kaya unknown. It's not yet been discovered. Okay? So, yun yun. Yun ang ito ang Johari window. Okay. Okay, next, so we got Marcel Mauss, person and moi. According to Marcel Mauss, a French anthropologist, a same person can turn chameleon by adapting on what situation or environment he or she is in. According to Mauss, every self has two faces. At yun ay person and moi. Okay, so person and moi. So basically, itong si person, ito yung kakayahan natin to change or adapt sa isang particular situation or environment. Pag sinabing environment, isang lugar. Okay? Ngayon, si person, yun nga, we have the ability to adapt in a particular environment. Of course, our behavior will change rin dahil doon sa bagong environment natin. Yung environment na yun will influence our behavior. Okay? Just for example, yung jowa mo in-invite ka niya sa birthday niya, of course, that will be bagong environment sa'yo at ina-expect ng parents niya or mga ibang relatives niya na you will act in a certain behavior na ganito ganyan. So, ikaw, napupunta doon sa bagong environment, your behavior will change. Kasi, in-influencehan ka ng environment na pinagmumulan mo ngayon. Okay? Ayun, sa bahay ka ng jowa mo, dapat kagalang-galang ka, sobrang bait, dapat maka-close mo yung parents niya, or anything na dapat na tamang-tamang behavior na maipakita natin sa isang particular na environment or situation. Okay? Inulit ko, yung person is our ability to adapt or change sa isang sitwasyon or environment. And that environment na bago will influence our behavior. Okay? So, susunod itong moi. So, yung moi, ito lang ang basic identity natin. Okay? Sabi niya dyan, refers to a person's sense of who he is, his body, and his basic identity, his biological givenness. Moi is a person's basic identity. Ito yung, alam mo na, you're a male, you're a female, what is your name, address, birthday, everything that related sa identity mo. Everything na about sa identity mo. Sabi nga dyan is basic identity nga. Okay? So, hindi ko na kailangan bigyan ng example yan. Kasi, self-explanatory na po yan. Okay? So, next we got individualistic culture and collective culture. So, individualistic culture or me culture, ito yung mga groups or members ng mga tao na mas vinavalue nila or mas binibigyan nila ng halaga yung sarili nilang interest sa buhay. Wala silang pake dun sa group. Even though na nasa group sila, mas iniisip nila yung sarili nilang interest. Okay? Kasi dito sa culture na to, dapat responsible tayo sa sarili natin. Responsible tayo sa sariling well-being natin. Okay? Mas binavalue nila yung personal goal nila kaysa dun sa group goal or yung goal ng isang group. Okay? So, Next is we have collectivist culture or we culture. So yung collectivist culture naman is opposite. Okay? Pag sa individualistic culture is dapat independent ka. Dito naman sa collectivist is dependable yung mga kasama mong group or mga tao. Okay? Dito sa collectivist culture dapat lahat kayo is matatag yung samahan. Dapat nasa parehas kayong face at dapat kayong lahat is harmony. Pag sabing harmony, parang lahat kayo is nagtutugma-tugma or yun nga, nagtutulungan-tulungan. And then mas binibigyan nila ng halaga ang group interest kaysa isang interest ng individual nilang kasama or family member or group member. Okay? Mas mahalaga ang pagiging matulungin dito sa collectivist culture. Okay? Okay, next we have George Herbert Mead, the I and the me. This process is characterized by Mead as the I and the me. The me is the social self and the I is the response to the me. In other words, the I is the response of an individual to the attitudes of others, while the me is the organized set of attitudes of others which an individual assumes. Okay. Wait lang, palitan ko lang po yung kulay. So, sabi ni Mead, yung I natin ay yung response or yung reaction natin sa ibang attitudes ng tao. Okay? Yung I is yung response natin sa ugali ng ibang tao. Yung me naman, yan yung mga ina-assume natin na ugali ng isang tao. Okay, gets ba? Ulitin ko. Yung I, yan yung response natin sa isang ugali or attitude ng ibang tao. Yung me naman, yan yung ina-assume natin na mga ugali ng ibang tao. Okay. So, for example is si person number 1. Yan. Person number 1. Si person number 1, inassume natin siya na masungit. Okay, masungit. So, yan yung me natin. Naman, yung I natin, ang magiging response natin is pwedeng sungitan rin natin. Okay? Sungitan rin natin siya. Kasi sabi nga ni Mead, yung I raw natin is yung response or yung magiging reaction natin sa isang ugali ng ibang tao. Okay. So, yung me, yan yung ina-assume natin na ugali ng ibang tao. So, yun nga, si person number 1, in-assume natin na masumi siya. So, yun yung me natin. Okay? Kasi yung me nga, is yan yung mga ina-assume na ugali ng ibang tao. Okay? So, yung I, yan yung response. Yan yung response natin sa inassume natin na ugali ng isang tao. So, susungitan natin or iintindihin na lang natin siya. Okay? Next, we have Lev Vygotsky, Theory of Cognitive Development. Vygotsky's theory stresses the fundamental role of social interaction in the development of cognition of a person, as he believes strongly that the community plays a central role in the process of making meaning. Okay. So, sabi ni Vygotsky, very important raw ang social interaction. Okay? Sa pag-acquire ng knowledge. Okay? Sabi niya dyan, fundamental role raw ang social interaction sa pagkaka-acquire ng knowledge or information. Okay. So, sa theory ni Vygotsky, may tinatawag tayong elementary mental functions. So, ang nilalaman ng elementary mental function is yung attention, sensation, perception, at memory. So, itong apat na EMF natin or elementary mental function ay we need this. Okay? Kailangan natin to para mas mag-develop or mas mag-gain tayo ng more higher or mas mataas na mental process or mental function. Okay? So, we need this. We need this for EMF. EMF is elementary mental function, ha? And okay, to develop and gain more higher mental functions. Okay. Okay, so andito na tayo sa zone of proximal development. Okay. Sabi ni Vygotsky, very important ang social interaction sa pagde-develop ng cognition ng isang tao. So, paano natin ma-develop ang ating cognition is through zone of proximal development. Okay, so yung zone of proximal development, siya yung chain or siya yung parang link na mapupunta tayo doon sa or para gawin natin yung hindi natin kaya. Okay? So, una sa zone 1 tayo. Dito tayo sa blue circle na to. So, sa zone 1, ito yung ability natin to do something without any aid. Okay, ito yung kakayahan natin para gawin ng isang bagay or intindihin ng isang bagay na walang aid or walang nag-guide sa atin or walang teacher na tuturo sa atin. Okay? Ngayon, pagdating sa CPD, ang CPD ay ito na yung link para gawin natin yung hindi natin kaya. Okay? Siya yung magbibigay ng link. And siya yung magbibigay ng link para magawa natin yung hindi natin kaya. So, tandaan nyo, sa CPD, may tinatawag tayong MKO. Ayan. So, yung MKO, yung more knowledgeable other. Yung more knowledgeable other is yung mga teacher or yan yung nag-guide sa atin or a role model. Okay, sila yung may mas higher knowledge sa atin. Okay, higher level of knowledge. Okay, yung CPD, ito yung ability natin to do something with the help of MKO. Ito na yung kakayahan natin para gawin ang isang bagay or intindihin ng isang bagay with the help of the more knowledgeable other. Okay, so ang example dito sa CPD is kunyari as a swimming pool kayo. Okay, CPD and zone 3. So sa zone 1, as a swimming pool kayo, ikaw tumatambay ka lang sa 2 feet or 3 feet kasi hindi mo pa alam lumangoy sa'yo. So you're just going to enjoy the view. Mag-splash ka lang dyan ng water kasi ito lang yung kakayahan mo. Okay, kasi walang nag-guide sa'yo kung paano lumangoy. Ngayon, pagdating sa CPD, darating na ang ating tinatawag na MKO. Okay, so MKO, siya na yung more knowledgeable other na magtuturo sa atin na lumangoy. Okay, and sa zone 3, ito na yung ability natin without the MKO. Yan. We must go sa zone 3, we must go beyond sa naituro sa atin. Siyempre, pag naturuan na tayo sa zone 3, kaya na natin lumangoy. Okay? Or yung dating hindi natin kaya is kaya na natin sa zone 3. Ngayon, sa zone 3, lumalangoy ka na sa 5 feet or 6 feet or pagdating sa or as a beach kayo, kaya mo na lumangoy sa malalalim na lugar, di ba? So, yun yung zone of proximal development ni Vygotsky. So, next we have family structure. So, we have 6 family structure. So, first we have nuclear family. So, itong nuclear family is basically ito yung mga general na kasama sa family. Mama, papa, son, or daughter. Okay? So yun yung nuclear family, yun yung mga general na kasama sa isang pamilya. Okay? And next is extended family. Yung extended family po, ito yung mga kasama natin sa isang bahay, ang ating mga ibang relatives, or asa isang compound tayo na andun na sila tita, tito, lola, lolo, ibang mga pinsan natin, ganun, 'di ba? So, yun yung extended family. Next is yung childless family. Ito yung mga family na ayaw nilang magkaanak or hindi sila makaanak. Okay? Minsan itong childless family ay tinatawag na the forgotten family. At yung mga family na they consider their pets na anak nila is nahuhulog dito sa category na yun. So, some of us or some people or some family, they consider their pets na anak nila. So, yung mga yun na family is nahuhulog or andito sa category ng childless family. Okay, so next is blended family. So blended family, ito po kung nagpakasal po ulit ang ating ama at ina. So magiging family natin, magiging mama natin, magiging kapatid natin yung bagong asawa ng ating ama at ina. Magmimix na po yung family natin at family ng bagong asawa ng ating papa or mama. Okay, yun po yung blended. Next is yung grandparent family. Yung grandparent family is very common sa Philippines kasi most of us or lahat tayo is pinalaki ng lola at lolo natin. Okay? So, yun lang yung grandparent family. Ang nagpalaki sa atin is ang ating lola at lolo. Okay. Lastly is the LGBT family. So lesbians, gays, and bisexual and transgender, they conceive and nag-adapt sila ng bata para they can have their own family. Okay. So, bale, yun na po yung topic natin sa lesson 2. Okay na po siya. And I hope may naintindihan po kayo. And if may hindi kayo naintindihan, pwede po kayong magtanong sa akin sa messenger. You can message me up, PM me, ganun. Pero sana piliin nyo yung time na kung mag-message kayo sa akin, baka busy ako pag mornings. Much better mga 5 p.m. ganun, or basta gabi ganun. Okay, so thank you guys for listening. I hope naintindihan nyo, and ayan, thank you, keep safe and study well.